Hey everybody, Doof Senpai, #1 senpai in the world, and so before I went over the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's trailer, I'll probably leave a link around here somewhere or check the description for my reaction and my, I guess, analysis of that video. But one thing that you'll know about Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, is that they have a new system called Rush Duel, and this is actually very different from all the previous anime because in this one, Rush Duel is like a completely new system. And then another thing is that in Rush Duels and Speed Duels, they don't have a main phase 2. So this is the order of Yu-Gi-Oh! So in Yu-Gi-Oh! You have a standby phase. So basically in standby phase, it's if there's any effects that's happening in the standby phase, that's when it'll happen. And then you have the draw phase, so you draw a card, main phase 1, where you can summon monsters, activate effects or activate spell and traps or what have you. And then you have the battle phase where you could attack. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much what that is. You could attack. And then usually after the battle phase, you have a main phase 2. So if there's any other spell or traps you want to activate, main phase 2, if you summon in your main phase 1, you can't summon in your main phase 2. And if you haven't summoned in main phase 1, you can summon in main phase 2. So main phase 2 is basically main phase 1, but after the battle phase. And then you have the end phase, which means your turn is done. So in this one, all right, so I'm going to go over the Rush Duel from top to bottom. So right now I'm on the, what was it, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom wiki. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So players will start off with 8,000 life points, and their card or the decks will be 40 to 60. So that's pretty much the same. So that's not changing. In Speed Duels though, I think the life points was the same, but then the number of cards you could have in your deck was like the max was 30, I believe. So let's keep going. When the turn starts, the turn player draws cards from their main deck until they have 5 in their hand. However, there is no limit to their hand size. If the turn player has 5 or more cards in their hand, they draw 1 more card. So this is a big change, man. This is a big change. So what I get from this is that, let's see, because this doesn't say just the first turn. This is saying, I mean, according to this, it sounds like you're drawing until you have 5 cards in your hand every single turn, because what was it? When the turn starts, the turn player draws cards from their main deck until they have 5 in their hand. All right, so that's a big change, man. Because usually during your draw phase, you only draw 1 card, but now you draw until you have 5. So I guess if you use up all 5 of your cards, then once it's your turn again, you draw 5 cards. I guess that's how it works now in Rush Duel. And then if you already have 5 or more cards, you just draw 1 more card from your deck. And there's no hand size limit, which is huge again. So before, the hand size limit is 6 cards. So if you have more than 6 cards by the end of your turn, you discard cards until you have 6 in your hand. But now there's no limit. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so this one, another huge change. Both players can normal summon as many monsters as possible during a single turn. Through the tribute rules for level 5 and higher monsters still apply. Okay, all right, so that makes sense. So level 5 to level 6, you tribute 1 monster to summon, and then level 6, or not level 6, level 7 and more, you tribute 2 monsters unless it like specifies on the card that you need to tribute 3 or something. But yeah, man, that's another huge that's another huge change to the game. I mean, that also kind of explains why when I watched the trailer, like the main character, the main protagonist, I think his name was Yugioh, I believe. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. but yeah, that explains why in the trailer he like spammed 3 monsters onto the field. And they were all normal monsters. I thought like maybe you could spam monsters if they were all normal monsters. I thought that might have been like how Rush Duel was gonna work, but no, you can normal summon as many times as you want, apparently. Okay, and then like Speed Duels, a player has 3, okay, so this is like what I mentioned before. So instead of 5, they have 3, so 3 monster zones, 3 spell and trap zones. And then again, the phases of regular duels are in order. So actually, hang on. How come there's no standby phase? Well, alrighty. That's kind of, I wonder if that's just like a typo or something. But anyways, okay, so draw phase, main phase, battle phase, end phase. So there's no main phase 2, which can be pretty huge for some of the decks that you're playing, depending on what you're doing. Because, for example, if anybody remembers playing Gladiator Beasts, because their gimmick is that after they're done attacking, they tag out each other for different monsters, and then their effects activate. And then during their main phase 2, sometimes if you need to, it's called contact fusion, was where you fuse 2 monsters together to make a fusion monster without any help from a spell card. Usually you need a spell card called Polymerization to fuse. But anyways, no main phase 2. Alright, here we go. Card effects can only be used once per turn. The player also needs to satisfy the requirements to play these effects. Let's see. Okay, so card effects can... Okay. So, alright, so let's see. I guess this is somewhat of a huge deal too, because there are monsters, spell, and traps out there that you can use as many times as you want, as long as, you know, you have more than one copy, or if you can recycle the same card. But according to this, it seems like every single monster effect, spell, trap effect, or any effect that you want to activate can only be used once per turn, and this applies to everything, based on what I can see here. So, I mean, I guess that'll kind of make the game a little bit more fair. I mean, when you can normal summon as many times as you want, you don't even really need a special summon anymore, man. But yeah, I guess I had to balance it somehow. But yeah, man, they call it Rush Duel for a reason. Okay, so this one, players can only use cards designed for Rush Duels, which have a special frame and a Rush Duel tag at the bottom of the card. These are Rush Duel counterparts of the regular traditional cards. Notably, the card effects and their style of writing are much simpler than their Master Duel variants, and the attack and defense, as are the attack and defense monster values. Okay, so that also explains why, like in the trailer, like you see, like all the cards, or not all the cards, but the card, like the monsters, like Blue Eyes White Dragon, when you saw it in the trailer, it looked like the card itself looked pretty different. Like the border was like bigger, or was it smaller? But anyways, the picture of the monster itself was a lot bigger, and then the attack values, and then the level was right next to each other. So yeah, so if you're playing Rush Duel, you could only use Rush Duel cards. Now this is interesting because they already have something called Speed Duels. I'm guessing they're going to completely eliminate or pretend Speed Duels never happened.
Big mistake.
But I actually, you know what? I checked. The last pack they released was in December of 2019. So I'm wondering if they're still gonna continue with that. But I don't know. We'll see, man. Okay, all right. So I wanted to go over the monsters that's gonna be released. So for example, Seven's Road Magician. All right. So like I mentioned before, all card effects now apparently have a cost or requirement. But actually, yeah, I kind of like that that they state the requirement to activate the effect, because before in like the, I guess they call it Master Duel or Master Variant or whatever, because in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, they just jumble everything together. Like it would say like discard one card to, you know, to, I don't know, to make your monster gain 1,000 attack or something, something like that. But yeah, now they have the requirement right there at the top, so you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 300 attack for each different attribute in your graveyard until the end of this turn. And this is a dark type. Oh yeah, so you can also see the design. Very different. So you can see like the picture of the monster is a lot bigger. And then you can see the level right there, the attack and the defense values. And then in the middle is, oh, whoops. And in the middle is all the effect mumbo jumbo. So yeah, there it is. So I'll leave a link to this if you want to check it out. Check out all the new monsters coming out. And then, yep, they got a lot of normal monsters along with the effect monsters. But yeah, that's that for now. So again, Rush Duel, I'm assuming they're trying to eliminate, just eliminate or ignore the fact that Speed Duels exist. And I guess Rush Duel is, I mean, Rush Duel sounds pretty interesting, but you're only allowed to use the Rush Duel cards. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go, because in Speed Duel, you could only, if you want to play Speed Duels, you're only allowed to use the Speed Duel cards. And Speed Duels didn't do too well. Not a lot of people bought into it, and actually until I until what, like one time when I was in Target looking at the trading card game section, I didn't even know Speed Duels existed until I saw them selling packs for it, and that's where my interest came in, because I had no idea what the hell it was. And then I looked it up, and you know, Speed Duel is its own thing. So we'll see how Rush Duels go. And Rush Duel, I mean, Speed Duels was really similar to the original Yu-Gi-Oh format, but Rush Duel is a little more different with the rules, like the part where you draw until you have 5 cards every turn, and you can normal summon as many times as you want. Because in the original, you can only normal summon once per turn, but you can special summon as many times as you want in a turn. But now you can normal summon as many times as you want, and I guess you could special summon as many times as you want. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, right now, just a little prediction of mine. If they ever decide to release the Egyptian God cards for Rush Duel, I think Slifer will be pretty broken. Because you can normal summon as many times as you want. So you can normal summon, normal summon, normal summon, and then bam, Slifer. You know? So yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting how they're trying to do that. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm still interested in the anime because I don't know, man. I mean, how the heck is that gonna work? But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And that's it for now. So I'll keep you updated. And when the new Yu-Gi-Oh comes out, it should be coming out pretty soon. I think it was supposed to come out in April. So, you know, I'll check in on that, take a look at the first episode, and maybe just give you my thoughts. Okay, so that's what I'm looking forward to in the future. All right. Okay, so Doof Senpai, #1 senpai in the world. If you like the video, please give me a like. I would appreciate it. And then hit subscribe if you want to ever see more of my content in the future. Yeah, good stuff coming out. And then also, please leave a comment if you have any suggestions of what you want to see, or if you want to just say hello. I'm down with that, man. All right, so, yep, that's it. Peace. Bye.